right up on it. Try to keep the glare down as much as possible. Okay, guys, welcome in, welcome in. Thanks for being here. It's Paint with Josh. We're back in the studio with you guys. It's Thursday. Well, it's your Thursday. It's my Monday. I just got to start my work week. So what we're going to do is do a really cool little painting for you today. And I'm going to tell you everything I've done to my canvas so far so you can get set up the same exact way. You can sort of see some colors and some paint on the canvas, right? We have a black 16 by 20 inch canvas standing vertically. Okay, we covered the entire canvas with our Bob Ross liquid clear and then wiped off the excess. Then I added my ultramarine blue here and here, along with a little bit of phthalo green and the phthalo green and the ultramarine blue down in here, and then Prussian blue everywhere else, and a little bit of our dark sienna, or excuse me, our Van Dyke brown down here, the darkest brown, mixed in with that phthalo green and all that stuff down there. So once we hit our canvas with some nice bright white paint, we're gonna see some really cool effects. Now, when we're on a black canvas, we definitely don't need too much paint, so let's not start out with too much, and let's just blast in like a big old, bow, just an X-shape, weird thing, just a weird old thing, okay? And then we're gonna get up here, and we're gonna start to soften it out, and blend it outwards, and outwards, and outwards, and outwards. Now, it's not necessarily a cloud, it's more of some aura, some light in the sky that's being cast from our moon, right? So as we mix it outwards, it will start to gently fade away and fade away and fade away. And then you get to decide how bright you want it to be. You want it to be a little bit brighter? Let's put in a little bit more paint. Okay, we'll pop in a little bit more of a weird little thing. We'll come back down here and just start mixing it up, pushing it, extending it, right? Letting it flow wherever you want it to be. We don't need the whole sky covered in this blue, but we do need a little bit of it out there in the night. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. It's fantastic. Okay, let's grab, where's my, here we go. Been looking for this brush all day. Let's find the Paint with Josh filbert brush, right? We've been talking about, I posted a couple posts on Facebook, getting everybody all excited about the Paint with Josh brushes again, okay? This is where you get them. You go to either paintwithjosh.com or craftamo.com, and you can grab them there. So I'm gonna take my Paint with Josh filbert, get the paint on just the one side, not the back side, just the front side, turn the front side towards the canvas, come up here and just push it in full blast. Try to stay out of your way as we turn it into a circle. And if we're pushing it with enough, the exact pressure, you'll make a cool little circle out there. Just very simply and easily. And the more times that you have to do it, the more, there we go. There. The more times you spin it around, the more of a circle you're gonna get. Very neat, very cool little thing. And then you can go out and cover it if you don't like it. Just like that, you get a very bright spot in your sky, surrounded by all of that little light color out there, which gives us the indication that the moon is shining brightly, don't you think? Very cool. Now we're gonna take some of our white paint out here, and let's just decide, maybe we toss in a couple little clouds out there. Right? We're gonna kind of scrub along, popping up, being weird. Little thing out there in the night, right? You get to decide what it looks like. That's the best part about it. Maybe you want another little piece in here with a couple little disconnections so our color doesn't grow too much and touch in too many places. And as we get out here and mix it, depending on how much brightness or how much white paint that you added, right, it'll be very bright, or maybe it won't be bright at all. And the more that we mix it in with that darker color that's underneath, right, our undercolors, the more it's going to mix away and become less and less and less bright, right? Don't try to flick the moon out there. That's a bad thing. Very cool, guys. Now, you can do all sorts of different things. You can come back in, have a whole other little cloud. Why not? Pop it up. Bang. Not too much paint. Leave some disconnections in between, right? We're going to talk about disconnects a whole lot today because we're doing Seascapes. And I love me some Seascapes, and we love teaching Seascapes. And if you are struggling with your Seascapes, I'm the teacher for you. Wow, look at that. The more we do, guys, the more we're gonna like it. Until eventually you reach a point where you're like, oh no, what happened? So we drop down into the darker spaces, and we can come back out here and fill up all that excess, pushing the one cloud in front of the other. All we're doing is dabbing our brush off on a paper towel, using just the corner of it, making counterclockwise strokes like that. Just little counterclockwise circles here, there, back, forth, wherever. Push real hard. Turn the brush on the side. Push real hard along the bottom. Flatten it off however you like. Have a bit of sky, have a bit of dark, some bright, whatever. It's all up to you guys, right? Now, we know that the eye of our wave is right here. You can almost see it underneath with all these supremely bright lights. I can barely see it in real life. So, if the eye of our wave is there, let's just pretend maybe we're gonna pull down a little bit of our paint right here, trying to wipe off our blade, start on the outside, cut right through it. See how we cut out that section? Got a little tiny roll on the end here. So let's just say maybe off in the distance, we got a little straight line of a horizon back there. Kind of break it up, right? It doesn't have to be perfect. Doesn't have to be a whole lot of paint, because all we're gonna do is just skirt it around, let it pick up some of that blue that's underneath. All we're doing is letting the white interact with the blue paint that's already down there underneath the canvas, okay? Leave a big old gap in the center, because that's where we're gonna come up with our big old wave, you guys. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. It's gonna be fun. All right, let's see, we get a little closer. Right there. So we'll leave a little disconnect even, have one little space that's not perfectly filled in, and it'll automatically look like a whole nother little bit of wave getting closer and closer and closer and closer and closer. Each time we do it, another chance, go back, do it a little differently, right? It doesn't even have to be straight all the way across, because once we come up in between them, you're not even gonna notice. That's the best part about it, man. It's a little trickery, a little deception. Very cool. Okay, now let's come back in here, and what we're gonna do is start above the eye of our wave. Right? So we know our eye is gonna be in here. We'll eventually color that guy in. But if we're rolling up this way, it's actually we're right on the line. If we just bring this guy down a little bit more, we're kind of following up, and then we're gonna go up, leaving a space, and then start to roll over. And as we cast it down, starting from a higher point down to a lower point. Right? It doesn't have to be so crazily thick or bright, but it's got to be higher up here. There. Lower, 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 lower. See this downward angle that we're working on up here? So whatever we do has to follow along with those little angles. Just like that. Fabulous. Just fabulous. Don't make it too big. Don't make it too crazy. Don't make it too anything, because you're going to regret it. I'm telling you, okay? We're probably going to end up going and covering over the majority of that anyway with our splashing, crashing, watery spray. But because we have our disconnections in between the brightness and the brightness, and you got that disconnect back there, all of a sudden starts giving us more and more and more depth. Let's grab a little bit of our white. We're going to come into the eye, and this is what I want you to do. I want you to put your finger up there, okay? Put your finger up there. Do it. Do it. Right? Get underneath your finger. There. Right? Because we know this paint is going to grow. It's going to extend and move on us as soon as we start to push on it. Okay? Now, let's switch to a smaller brush. We're in a smaller area. We'll go with the Bob Ross 1-inch. Right? And as we start to mix, it's going to want to grow up and touch that paint right there, but we can't allow that to happen. No. Don't allow that to happen. You can let it mix down. It's just going to mix in with darker and darker and darker paint as it's going, because we didn't put on too much. We still got a good sized gap in there, which is perfect, okay? But now let's make it just a bit brighter along the top. Just right up in here, almost just bright. All right, so we'll put our paint up there. Again, let it mix out, mix out, mix out. It's going to continually get darker and darker and darker every time we do it. Remember to leave a gap, leave a gap, leave a gap. All right, and we got a little thinner. The more thin it is, the brighter it is, right? So if we can make it really bright right along the top of the eye, just by adding some white paint there and going back and blending it out. There, look at the differences in between the top and the bottom of the eye, you guys. That's very cool. Now, we'll take a little touch of our titanium white off of the edge. We'll start to flatten this guy off. We want to leave a small disconnection in between. There has to be a disconnect in between there, okay? Now, what we're going to do, we don't want to get too crazy. Our wave started up real high, right? Even our horizon level is above halfway up the canvas. So we don't want to get too crazy with our wave falling over. And trust me, it is very easy to do, because you start going, oh, yes, yes, yes. And then all of a sudden you're out of room. Okay, so let's get a little of our liquid white. Does anybody out there know what liquid white is? The liquid white is our base coat for our white canvases. It's very runny in comparison to the titanium white, as you can see, right? Just out there in the night. That's a very cool looking scene so far, you guys. Right, the brightness into the dark is what we're looking for. We're gonna take our liquid white into our titanium white paint, right? And make it just a mix of both. Just a little goopy, a little crazy, a little nasty, okay? Now we're going to want to ride on the top of this paint, not touching the eye of our wave, and then instantly cutting down through it, rolling down. Maybe we come down here and we hit, boom, and you can see we're already taking out some of our wave. We don't need to see every bit of everything that's happening out there. We don't want to go too crazy and make it too big either, right? Just like that. Doesn't that start to look like water? You can be honest. You can tell me yes or no whether or not it does. We're going to come in here very softly. Very, very softly. Not even trying to make the paint move, just trying to soften it a little bit. All right, come up here. Push on a little bit harder to make it blend a little further. And that's pretty much flat along the bottom. Okay, no matter what it looks like, a little flat along the bottom. Is that one of you guys getting the painting? No, no. Did you know you could purchase this painting if you wanted it, if you liked it enough? You can grab it. It's right over there on paintwithjosh.com. We're going to take this guy like this. Get smaller, 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 smaller. Here we go. Have some paint on the brush. There. Right there. Rolling over. Going to come down here. Right, going over the whole thing again. You got to do it twice, except on the second time we're doing less. We don't want it to be exactly the same as it was the first time. Okay, and we'll come up here very light again, so gently. Oh, man alive. Yes, holy shaving cream over here. It is so soft to the touch. Okay, now let's decide where our little land, where our waves come down and hit. It's got to start up here, work its way in, and get lower and lower and lower. So it's coming down and down and down and down and down. All right, we shake it, we move it, we groove it to the music. No? Got a bristle in here. Get it. Shake it to the music. Right now, we don't want to put too much of our liquidy white, titanium white paint down there because we're going to do something a little different this time. We're going to take our liner brush and we're going to see what we can do with this little liner brush. I'm going to get the smallest amount of that liquidy white paint on there. Okay? Just with the liner brush here, which may take us longer to do, but we can have some cooler little things and some deeper, darker little areas. Now remember, each time it's going up there, it is moving, it's flowing. They're not all one single thing either. You can have it rolling back, cutting through over here, over there. Sometimes they're a giant chunk of stuff, right? We're in control as to what it looks like, how it starts flowing, how it starts moving. Kind of grabbing the paint from down here, rolling it up, right? Making it weird though. You don't want it to be perfect. You want it to be odd and broken and have little bits and little things and stuff all in there. Little gaps and differences and little bits, because that's what's going to help make it look more real. We leave the dark. Don't get too crazy. You start flowing over here, flowing over there. Sometimes leaving big old chunks. Right? Like just chunks of stuff that are flowing up the wave. You can do little things. The point being is, it's dark outside, and we're never going to see all of these little things all at once. They're never going to be perfect. You don't have to see everything perfectly. You start wiggling up from here, and then we're going to start to transition. So I'm pushing my brush like full pressure, wiggling it, trying to make a mess of something, trying to have it look odd, because I don't need it all looking exactly the same. That's not going to be any fun, right? So try to make it look weird. Okay, now we're going to switch to a little darker color. We're going to wash off our brush and use the odorless mineral spirits that reside within inside the brush. And go into our Prussian blue down here. Now with these guys, we're going to want to connect on with our little Prussian blue area. So wherever you saw them going, as they roll up underneath, they get dark. And if you get up into your mist up here, your little splashy bit, that's okay. We're going to go back over that and soften it down. Let's take these guys, kind of connect them in. Right? They've got to roll up into that bright. And once they roll up into the bright, they get dark. They're light colored down here. As soon as they transition up into underneath, now they're a shadow. They're a bit of something, and make it weird. Don't have it just be this perfect old thing. Not just a little plain little stripe, right? Something odd, something crazy. And have them roll. You gotta have them roll in there. They can't just be straight up, okay? Now, let's say you got a little bit too far up this way. Come up here, tap down on these guys. Just literally by tapping at it like that. Softens it enough to blend your little transition right there. Okay, now let's decide. We could take these guys very gently, right? Not trying to drag too much color, trying to save all these dark areas in between. If I push too hard, it's going to drag the colors too closely. Oh, isn't that amazing, you guys? Holy shaving cream. That's a sweet one right there. Somebody call Hershey's, because that's sweet. All right, that was lame. But still, that's a wicked, cool little guy right there, right? Now, let's just imagine. Ooh, I see something. Okay, let's just imagine. I don't know what it is, but I see it over here. We got a little bit of our liquid white, a little bit of our titanium white. We're gonna come up here and launch in like a little thing. See how we can leave some space in between? We're gonna cover up some of that bright area. We're gonna leave some space in between our little guy. Maybe climb up a little bit more over here. Yes. Okay. Now, once we come back in and mix this guy down very softly, right, it'll start to look sort of similar to our little guy back there, meaning maybe there's another bit of water in front of it, or there's something crashing against the thing, or whatever. We're literally making it up as we go, so let's make it up as we go. A little bit more of our liquid white into the titanium white, and you guys got to check in. Tell me where you're watching from. Just where you're watching from around this world. Let me see. Let me see where you're from, you guys. Tell me now. Tell me now. The brushes are Paint with Josh brushes and Bob Ross brushes, using a mix of both. And then we're going to be spraying into this insane looking wave. A whole ton of white speckly water. It's going to be amazing. I don't know how many undercolors we did. We did ultramarine blue, Prussian blue, little ultramarine blue and phthalo green, Prussian blue, and then blue and phthalo green down here, and then brown. You'll see by the time we get down there. Very cool, though. So you guys are checking in. You're telling me where you're watching from. New York, Virginia. Remember, guys, this painting is available over on paintwithjosh.com. It is the very first thing that you will see when you get over to paintwithjosh.com. So head over there and check it out. This guy dips down, right? Another little thing. Come back in with our brush. We'll grab, kind of mixing up. There it is, right there. Transition back, back, back. Not allowing them to touch. Get back in there and over here. And we got a whole nother little thing. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo, that's fantastic, you guys. Oh, I'm already loving it. Maybe this guy's bouncing off of a rock or something. Who knows? Let's leave room for a fat little rock right in there. And then what we'll do, take a little bit of that brightness, our liquid white, run it along the top. Oh, that is starting to look so cool already. Let's put a rock in here. Let's see. Let's take a little bit of our black, a little bit of crimson, a little bit of blue. It doesn't matter which one. I grab both. Doesn't matter which one. We need a little more blue and crimson than you do black in this case. Mix it up. And why not? Let's take a bit of our darkest brown, the Van Dyke brown color. About whatever size your plaque pile was, same size of the brown. So it's a 50-50 plaque brown mix, making brack. Oh, I love it. Let's come down here, pull it down flat with the palette tool. Start on the outside, scrape it, literally removing a piece. Let's say we got a flat little rock out here. Who knows? It's got like a little ledge. It's got another little spot on it. You want these dip downs, drop downs like a staircase would have. All right, so have it. All these little different things because these rocks get just smashed all day and night by these waves, and they get flattened out over time. Now take a little bit of our white, just a little touch, a little bit of our dark sienna and the Van Dyke brown. Make it a real dark brown. Yeah. Right, we don't need it to be too bright in the day. Come out, cut a little piece off of it, and get you in there, do your little tappers. You can drop it, you can pull it down the side, you can graze across, however you want. It's not supposed to be our focal point, remember. It is a small detail that does not need to be fully seen by anybody. You can always come back in with that darker color as well and throw some shadowy texture back in on top of that. Now, let's drop down again. Underneath our little rocky friend out here, right underneath him, taking that paint, just screw it back. How do we want it to look each time that we do it? Maybe we stop right there, who knows? We drag this color, pulling it, sliding it, literally directly sideways, right? We're not pulling it in any other direction other than sideways. Now, what if we had, let's just say, ooh, you know what? Let's do a little, all right, let's come down a little bit further. A little bit further, a little bit further, a little bit further. Whatever paint is there, streak it back. It doesn't even have to be exactly the same. That's the whole best part about it. Look at this guy just coming to life, my friends. Let's extend this too. Bring this, just pushing harder, can bring it further across the map, right? And if we needed to, you could always go back in and do the same little thing, adding some bits of brightness and different stuff. Back in, until it makes sense to your brain. This big old monster crashing thing, rolling down in the night, my friends. You can get a little bit brighter that color. Different spots on our rock. Little places, little things. Remember. You don't have to do everything perfectly. That's the best part about painting with Josh, isn't it? You don't have to do everything perfect. We're not looking for a perfect reproduction of this painting or any painting that we ever do, okay? Now, let's come underneath this guy. We're gonna need a little bit more of our liquid white. We're gonna come down here, pull it down. Remember, guys, this is how I make my living. If you like art and you want to help me by purchasing one of these paintings, or this one specifically, or anyone on paintwithjosh.com, that'll help me get more supplies and keep bringing you guys more free shows. Cut across it like that. This is one of my favorite parts, but this time, when we're going to make the sand, we're not going to put on so much paint. I don't want it to go so crazy right here, because maybe we could do it again a second time. Right? So if we have too much paint, just like that. Not trying to touch our other wave, trying to leave a little bit of space. Come back in with our big old 2-inch brush and pull it down, but just a little. Don't want it to grow too far, okay? Now, if we're not mixing it in too much, kind of looks a little funky out there, right? Until we shrink it. I want this upward angle too. I want this upward. It's almost like a, see how it's sloping down like that? That little slope right there going down, 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 down. Pull it, mix it hard, right? There is brown paint down here. It's very thick. It's down there though. And you gotta mix it up. So give it a good mixeroo. And let's say we come out here one more time. Let's pop something right there. Right along the edge of our kind of bright area against the sand. We got this little thing out here rolling out, just literally being just messy with it. It does not have to be the most gorgeous thing you've ever seen, okay? What we're gonna do right beneath this guy, before we even touch it, this is when we're gonna light up the rest of our sand down here. Right? So we can have our whole brown area, and this is when I usually ask in the live shows, does this look like sand? Yes or no? So just type it in. Do you think out there in internet world, wherever you are watching, do you think that this looks like sand? Just type it in. I'm assuming you're all gonna say no. That would be my guess. I would say no too. I'd be like, what's this guy on? Can I get some? Jeez. Now, a lot of no's out there in the comments, I'm assuming, right? Lots of no's out there. Lots of no's. Right, doesn't look like sand yet, but what if we did this? We came in here trying not to grip on or grab the thing above. Ooh, like that, don't do that. Don't do that, Josh. Do as I say, not as I do. Okay? Come out here, pull it down. Now, does that look more like wet sandy beach? Just yes or no. Just tell me yes or no. That's all you gotta do. Yes or no. And then we're really gonna go spray in all that watery stuff. All right, so we still got some no's, but what if we took all those vertical streaks and we turned them into horizontal streaks? And we pulled and we pushed and we blended. Do you see the sand now? Do you see? Soft little light little color under there. Oh, it's fantastic. Okay, now let's take that paint that we had up here. All right, what we need to do is work it back and forth until it's just right down on top of that sand. See how we're shrinking down our little dark separator, our gap that's back there? I call it a dark separator. I never went to art school, so I don't know the proper terminology, but just like that, right? We're creating little things, with leaving a little bit of shadow, and that way our painting isn't, all of our colors aren't touching. Look at that. Dragging it back literally straight sideways. We're not trying to go up, we're trying to go sideways. Woo! Holy shaving cream. You guys haven't jumped on this one yet? Are you for real? Because I'll pull it out of the store. I like it too much. All right, I'm gonna make this guy a little bit closer, a little bit lower down. Oh my goodness, you guys. I'm serious. If you guys don't go and grab this painting, I will remove it from my shop. So only I can have it. You guys, have you ever seen one like this? No. All right? Oh, Josh paints the same wave over and over and over again. Really? Really, my friends? Pop it in. A little bit of brightness here, brightness there. Oh, look at the bright. Bright underneath the moon is where we're trying to catch those bright areas, right? So here, another little bit of brightness. Maybe we got a little string right in here. As you're picking up little highlights and dropping them off. A little bit more of our bright in our moonlit area. Right? Just doing less with the paint over here. Scraping it, scraping it, scraping it. Right, oh man alive! Holy shaving cream. I'll bring this up there because I'm not happy with that. There. There. That just fixed it. I mean, it's all going to get sprayed over anyway, but that just fixed it for my brain. And now if we can get just the slightest bit of bright, yep, right there. Don't want that bright to go too far. Don't want it to come down and touch. Just be there, okay? If it does try to go too far, work that backwards. There. There. Oh, look at it. Holy shaving cream, you guys. I am serious. And no one's got this one yet? Take it out of the store. You guys aren't allowed to have it anymore. As serious, as soon as I get done, I'm removing it. So if you like it, you better get it quick, because it won't be there to be had anymore. I'm talking literally as soon as I get done. You better get to paintwithjosh.com. You better grab this one quick. If you do, you'll be my hero, right? Now, let's do our sand technique that everybody loves so much. Just the good old sandiness. Get the sand betwixt our toes. Look at that, though. Oh, man, look at the details in the eye, the water, all the stuff. Woo-hoo-hoo-hoo-hoo. That's amazing. I think I appreciate that. Now, what we're going to do is our sand technique and our water technique. But first, let's do the water technique, right? We're going to use our bigger brush and get our palette scrapey tool. There's a lot of paint on it. You got to be mindful about how much paint is actually in the bristles. What we're going to do is hold it flat like a plate, imagining if we tipped it forward or backwards, we're going to lose the fruit that's on there, right? And we can either do the sand or the water or the stars in the sky with the same thing. So you back up a little bit, drag the brush through, which will bend the bristles back, launch it forward just like this. A couple little specks in our sand. And the more little speckles that we do down here across that dark brown color, the more it's going to look like little sandy specks in the night. Isn't that amazing? Same thing off of our water, okay? This one's so, oh, you guys! Boom! You got lucky. So whoever got it got so lucky. Because I was going to take it out of the store. Oh, I wanted it for myself. But thank you. I appreciate that. And we will get to whoever purchased it as soon as I finish doing this little stuff right here, right? All we're going to do, okay, same thing. We're going to deposit the paint out here. But instead of going flat, we're going to aim it into certain places. And up here, if you give it a little flick, see all those little spray bits start flying up? This is when you don't want to touch the canvas, that's for sure. Now we're going to turn because our water is shooting over this way, right? So we're horizontally blasting them on, remembering that we're never going to see every single one. So don't try to paint every piece of water that's out there, right? Isn't that just so goodness? Whoo, my. I am flabbergasted at my own work. Goodness gracious. And again, we're all just looking at it, right? This is why you don't pay too much attention to that water in the back, because if you put enough spray in there, you won't really see too many things. Right? Little bits over here. Very, very, very light. Now, because we have basically nothing left on our brush, we can toss maybe a couple up into the top parts of our sky. We have a couple little stars out there. And same thing, whatever comes off, however I want my sand to look, if I want it to be brighter white, give it a couple more flicks. Isn't that the coolest thing you've ever seen? Oh, man, that's cool. You did, Moon Peach? Moon Peach, you better, you gotta tell me. I'm gonna look at it right now. So tell me what the last two digits of your zip code is. Right, for me, holy cow, there's 44 people on the website right now. For me, it would be 02 would be my last two. So what do you got for your last two digits? Moon Peach. That matches me perfectly right there. Mindy, can you pin Moon Peach, please? Very cool. You snagged one of my absolute favorites, best in my opinion, and you grabbed it before I could remove it from the store, so thank you for that. This one came out just stellar. The rock, everything, right? We don't even need much back here, but just because it hurts my brain to not have at least the smallest little bit of blue coloring back there, just something. Oh, goodness, okay. Yes! That's fantastic. So now, what was the person's name? I know their name, but what's their... Moon Peach, you have to come up with a title for this painting. So guys, everybody that's watching, guys, gals, painting pals, you guys have to start typing in title suggestions. Okay? So whatever you think this painting should be called, start typing it in. What do you think? Right? Maybe Moonlit Crashers Bay or whatever, right? You type it in. It's not up to me to choose the title. It's up to Moon Peach. Since they bought the painting, they now have to pick what the painting is going to be called forever. Right? So it's up to you, Moon Peach. Whatever you got, you guys start loading up the comments with titles. I'm going to finish washing off a couple of these brushes, and we did this painting in 32 minutes. Holy cow! Okay. Goodness, guys, you cannot ask for something better than that. In 32 minutes? But we were going slow, too. I wasn't even trying to run. Wasn't even trying to go fast. And this one, number 1900. This is a milestone of a painting, you guys. We're 99, we're 100 paintings away from 2,000 paintings on my career. This one's number 1900 on the dot. Man, it's fantastic. God, look at the sand, look at the water. Look at the details, the spray, the moon, the clouds. You don't even look at the moon in the clouds because there's so much right here to look at. It's fabulous. Okay, let's throw in the old bird signature. You guys know the Tweety Tweets. I'm seriously going to make a TikTok page called PWJ Birds. That's what I'm going to make it. Please nobody steal my name. And it's just going to be a 5-second clip from every video I've ever done of me just signing the birds. Would you guys follow that page? I'm just asking. Like if it was just Paint with Josh Birds, right? And all it was whatever section of the show that I was doing is signing these birds, would you follow it? Or not? I'm just asking. I don't want to waste my time if nobody's going to follow it. Right? But just this portion where we do the birds, it would just be called Paint with Josh Birds. It'll just be that portion of the thing, and then the video's over and you go on to the next one. Anybody watch that? I don't know. It probably may end up growing to be, he said no, appreciate you. It'd probably end up growing to be bigger than my actual page, which would just piss me off, you know what I mean? So let's throw in the old JK. We're gonna need a title, and then we're gonna get rid of the YouTube stream because I want this one to be nice and short. Not that I don't love you guys or nothing, but I want it to be short so when people look at it and they go, wow, 34 minutes? Cool, I wanna do that one. So before we even get to the name, I love you guys over there on YouTube. I cannot wait to see your versions of, I forgot which phone I was looking at, your versions of this painting. So please send them in to me on Facebook at official Paint with Josh is how you search for me over there, or on Instagram at Paint with Josh K. And until I see you guys next time, take care. Have a good day and wow. Boosh! I can't believe